What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Of course, guys, I've been late to the party with the Just Pearly Things situation. And you guys know that I'm pretty much on top of anything Just Pearly Things oriented, because you guys like it. No matter what you say, the views say something different. But to be fair, I think that it was a pretty good interview, and I'm gonna deal with the question that was asked towards women having the right to vote. And this is something that Pearly Things has talked about in the past. And when she talks about the right to vote, she always uses this talking point that 80 or 90% of men are in the military, that men are doing a lot of the infrastructural jobs that keep the country going, and that if women want the right to vote, then they need to share equally in the responsibilities of the things that men are doing. And that is also very interesting. She also talks about, should women have the right to be divorced? Her answer is no. And she was debating some other young lady that was there, right? But I kind of want to talk about that. Should women have the right to vote? And of course, she can correlate this to the fact that women having the right to vote also breaks up marriages. But what she really couldn't answer, in my honest opinion, and I wanted to use some of the clips from that, but I don't want to get demonetized, was that women having the right to vote really doesn't have any effect on men. That's something that she tried to put it together. And the young lady asked her that, how is that feminists or women having the right to vote, what is the correlation to the effect that men have? And to be honest, we've seen that doesn't really have any effect. Now, if we want to talk about, are women and men equal, that's something different, for sure. But women having the right to vote or not to vote, is it going to make women more or less entitled? I'm going to tell you what I think. The answer is going to be, if you take women's ability to vote away, there's one thing you're still going to have: simps. All right? Somebody's going to find a way to appease women, make women entitled. Again, this is all across the board. This is across religious beliefs, Sub-Saharan Africa, Indian, the Arab world, the white world, the black world. The reality is, women are gonna respond in ways that men allow them to. And of course, Just Pearly Things is a grifter. She's willing to say anything that really, in my honest opinion, and she has some few points here and there, it doesn't make sense. The real situation is that women are going to behave in ways that two things are for sure. Because even in Islam, women have a lot of power. People don't know that. Women can own property. She mentioned that. Women can have businesses. She mentioned that. But why are women submissive in Islam? Because there's a certain responsibility that men take. Right? The key point to all of this is that if you are a man that produces, you are a man that sets rules of engagements, it doesn't matter if she has the right to vote or not. It doesn't matter. Women are always going to respond to what men who have some level of community and success abide for her to respond to. It is just in a woman's nature, usually. Not everybody. And it's not every woman. But I think we get into some of these talking points that are very trivial. Again, women not having the right to vote, for me, and I'm not anywhere near a feminist, for me that completely sounds absurd, especially when we saw Trump get elected in 2016. And what do we see a lot of white women vote for? Trump. Hispanic women also wasn't far behind. Women want to be under the leadership of men who are competent. If they can see it, they're going to prefer that. That's the biggest vote women will ever give you. When you're not competent and there is distrust in the system, which we can clearly see that it is, they're not going to do that. And that is why men always have so much power. This is the thing that a lot of the stuff in the manosphere, don't get me wrong, women are acting crazy and doing certain things. One thing for sure is that men have a lot of power in the world, black men in particular. It's a lot of things that men go through, that men deal with, that really, these things can be cleared up straight from the jump. With the masculine attitude, with the boundaries, setting rules of engagement, working with your men, not trying to stab him behind your back and things like that. And the manosphere is so concerned with being viral, arguing erroneous points that, in my honest opinion, don't lead anywhere. And again, the woman makes a great point. She says, listen, women not having the right to vote, how does that help men? She was like, well, we need to do the same thing that the men are doing. Like, again, I get what you're saying, but men and women physically are not equal. And that's not going to solve the point. Because if women were willing to do that, number one, how well would they do it? Or how well would they be wanting to do it, as in the case of men? It needs to stop being so trendy. And by the way, Pearly, you going on Piers Morgan, it's not going to make anybody want to watch your channel. You've been viral a few times. All over TikTok, all over Shorts. Still can't get 1,000 people in the live. Want to know why? Because people don't feel that you're real. And again, good debate and it's good for sound bites, but it's not realistic. The realistic thing is this. You as a man have to want to run, at least if you're working, you have a good job, whatever, but still you have to want to run part of your economy. That does not mean that you need to be the business owner all the time. But you need to have some level of ownership in contributing to a value system in the community of men. That is the most important thing. We need to tell men this is the way forward. It is too much consideration for, men keeping women behind, women returning to traditional roles and all of that. And I get that that's important. If you get men helping each other in developing things and solving problems, those traditional roles, it's more conceivable. Men got to be successful. When you're saying that women shouldn't have the right to vote, what you're talking about is this is how somebody that's an unsuccessful man is talking. Men who want to run their community don't give a damn if they vote or not. So that's your business. Because whenever you vote, it don't matter. If you're in this community, there are certain rules of engagement you're going to follow or you're not going to be here. There are certain things that you're going to do to be here or you will not be here. If you don't want to do it, you won't be where? Here. So you can go vote for whoever you want to anyway. Because votes don't mean anything without political stability behind it. Think about it. The black community has been voting for years with nothing to show for it. But in order for you to actually do something, you have to have something behind your vote. And what's typically behind these developing communities these guys run are these men. Men providing resources, taking care of communities, making sure things are safe. That is the biggest vote that men can have in dealing with women. Being confident, working on yourself. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Would you follow you, subscribe to the bell? We're out.